let's break down these licks that I just played, transitioning from the 1 to the 4 chord in blues in A. I used a bunch of diminished lines here, and I played the diminished half whole step scale, and I based it a lot around this fingering. Within this scale, we have both a dominant 7th arpeggio with a root, 3rd, 5th, and flat 7th, but we also have this really colorful upper extensions with the flat 9th, the sharp 9th, the sharp 11th, and the 13th. So that will give us a lot of extra color. Okay, the first lick goes like this. 1, 2. I'm starting by sliding into the major 3rd, and then I'm playing minor 3rd sequences, meaning that I'm playing minor 3rd from here, and then a minor 3rd from the next note in the scale as well. It gives us a lot of that the diminished vibe. And then up through the scale from the 5th up to the flat 7th, hitting the flat 9th, that resolves very nicely down a half step to the 5th of the D7 or D9 here. So once again, 1, 2. And I'm playing these as straight 16th notes over the last 2 beats of this bar before it goes to A7. And since the groove is more of a triplet-based shuffle, it creates this interesting rhythmic play between the groove that's triplet-based and my line that's straight 16th notes. So give that a try. The second lick starts exactly like the first one, sliding into the major 3rd and hitting the 5th. But after that, it's only a descending scale run, targeting the major 3rd of the D7th chord, and this is kind of in the school of how Robin Ford might use the diminished scale. 1, 2. The third lick starts with a very major pentatonic sounding run, like this. 1, 2, 3. Very common blues lick, starting again into the major 3rd, and then hitting the 5th, 6th, and root. But from here we get more of the diminished vibe. So after doing a trill between the root and the flat 9th, it's a descending scale run from the flat 7th, hitting and targeting the 5th of the D7 chord. So in context, this is like this. 1, 2, 3. And when I'm playing this to the track in the beginning of the video, I use this kind of behind the beat feeling on the second half of this lick. 1, 2, 3. Give it a little bit of a lazy vibe. Okay, so the fourth lick introduces some bigger intervals. So far we've only used scalar motions and minor thirds. Now we're gonna expand this and use some tritones, which is actually 2 minor thirds stacked on top of each other, you can say. So here, again, all these licks so far start sliding into the major third. And here I'm playing this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, targeting the third here. So I'm sliding into the third. And this is played all as 8-note triplets. And you can memorize this fingering by telling yourself that you have 3 notes in every string. You have one on the 5th fret and one on the 8th fret. That's a constant, the 2 constants. And then we have one in the middle here, which is going to be on the 7th fret, the 6th fret, and the 7th fret. And after you've done this slide, you're going to do the lowest out of these 3 notes, which means the 5th fret, the 8th, the highest, and then the middle note. Same thing here. 5th, 8th, and the middle note. 5th, 8th, and the middle. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm actually ending this with a chromatic run down to the major third. The two bigger intervallic jumps that I mentioned are these. Going from the 13th down to the minor third or sharp 9, whatever you want to call it, which creates a tritone here. Here, between the major third and the flat 7th, we also have a tritone. In this final example, we're gonna get ourselves a diminished sound by playing major triads. That might sound weird, but we can find within this scale pattern, I'm only playing this 1 octave now, we can find the root, major third, and 5th of A. So we have that triad. We can also find the root, third, and 5th of an F sharp major triad, which is the minor third down from A. We can also find the root, major third, and 5th from C. That's a major third, a minor third up from A. And also the E flat will be in there. Anyway, we're gonna use 3 of these to create this lick. I'm sliding into the 5th of A first, playing that triad down, and then sliding into to play an F sharp major in first inversion, playing from the 3rd up to the root, and then we're gonna hit a C chord or C arpeggio by hitting first the 5th, 3rd, root. So that together is A, F sharp, C, and then I'm ending with a scalar run here, targeting the 5th again over the D7th chord. So it all together will be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope you had fun learning these ideas and licks, and I hope you will be able to blend them into your own playing in some way. Keep a few things in mind here. I'm always transitioning to the D chord by doing a half step down motion from either a chord tone or an upper extension of A, such as the flat 9, and then resolving that half step down to a scale note of D. That's really the best way kind of to implement these diminished dominant sound going to a 4 chord, from the 1 chord to the 4 chord. So, and also please spend some time when you get these on your fingers, move them 3 steps up or down and see how you can resolve either to the major third, the 5th, or the flat 7th of D. If you're trying to resolve to, like, if you move it another fret or like another 3 frets, you're gonna finally end up on the flat 9th of D, which is not really maybe the best sound, but the other 3 usually will work really well. So yeah, continue to work on your diminished lines and have fun. See you soon.